Hello everyone, Simon here again for the Modern Awakened Perspective, your map for the path to enlightenment. Got another video for you today. This one's pretty crazy and maybe even controversial in some people's opinion, but it's something I definitely wanted to report on. It's about the Yale newspaper editor wanting to destroy people's lives. Before they even getting started, actually. Before I get into the story, though, everyone, if you like this message or my channel, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. That way more people can find this content down the road. Also, if you hit the notification bell, then you'll be notified when I put out a new video, which I hope to do fairly often. Now let's get into this story. This is a little bit crazy. But this story is about the Yale newspaper editor. Her name is Isis Davis Marks, and she has written an editorial about how she wants to basically destroy white boys' lives. And as crazy as that sounds, this is actually something real, something I felt that we needed to talk about. She said that the best way to prevent people down the road from having to be investigated, such as like Justice Kavanaugh or whatever, and the false stories they put out about him to keep him from being sworn in, is now people should stalk white boys to catch them doing things that they are deemed inappropriate, I guess you could say. But she said people should stalk them, spy on them, screenshot them, eavesdrop. What else was there? Basically, document everything that they do in hopes of catching something that they can use against them, even if it's 30 years down the line. Now, this is so extreme. This policy is something that even the worst people in the world would probably not even think of. I mean, all the past villains and politicians that are now in the history books as hated and too extreme, too radical, this is something they wouldn't even propose. And so, unfortunately, this is a serious thing, and this is an actual real policy that she wants to enact on the campus at Yale University. In my opinion, this will only make things much worse for the students there. No one's going to be able to trust anybody. Everyone's going to think people are spying on them, and there's not going to be any real interaction between students. And that's the interaction and conversation that happens between people from different races and religions, etc., is what helps people come to an understanding. And she's basically going to wipe that out with this kind of policy, and everyone's going to be so paranoid they'll be looking over their shoulder wherever they go, and they will not want to interact with anyone. So I don't know what she's thinking or how PC and indoctrinated she is, whatever you would call this. But this type of proposal is something that is just extremely ridiculous and way too extreme to be realistic at all. Like I said, this could possibly do a lot of damage to the students on campus. It may even come and backfire on the university and on her herself. It's so ridiculous she may end up losing her position there at the newspaper. If I was a student there, I would advocate that. That she's proposing something so extreme may come back to bite her. And again, this really needs to be thought about on a deeper level, and people need to consider the consequences of something like this. Now, obviously, this is, there's a deep story and a lot of angles on this for people to think about. So the comment section will be open. You can, whether you agree or disagree, feel free to start a conversation in the comment section, and we'll see what people think. But that's the story from my perspective. I'll see you on the next one.